Alright, today we're conducting a personal training session. This is my client Dana again. She's been a very good client so far. Alright, so we're going to do a muscle endurance exercise program. Now, I'll explain the warm-up phase to you first, and also that Dana has been pre-screened for low risk. Alright, so for this we'll do a 5-minute warm-up, 40 to 70% of maximum heart rate. Obviously we'll increase the body's temperature again, get your heart rate etc. up, which is aim of the game, reduce the risk of injuries. We'll do 3 to 4 dynamic stretches. I'd probably get Dana to warm up on a bike, given we're in a gym, or maybe on a treadmill or something like that. Now, we've got 7 exercises here to do. The first one that I'll demonstrate for you is a push-up. So, I'll hold the ground here for you. Alright, so we want to have our hands slightly wider than our shoulders, like so. If you can do them on your knees, that's fine, and obviously if you can do it with your toes, that's good. Now you don't want your arms out here like this, you want them underneath your shoulders, like so. Chest forward, and obviously engage your core before you start going down. Bend your elbows and lower to the ground. Now depending on how fit you are, will depend on how low you can get to the ground. What you want to avoid is this, which is trying to get up in 2 separate parts. You want the body to act as a plank and go straight up and straight down. Alright, so that's a push-up. Now, pull-ups, which we're going to use our nifty little rings over here to do. Alright, so both feet out in front of each other, obviously. Same width apart. And put that down. Alright, so grab these. Most people would use a TRX band, but obviously we've got rings today which will have the same effect. Alright, so make sure your body is the same as the plank. You don't want to be doing these ones. Alright, so straight down. And when you pull up, obviously you need to pull up as hard as you can with the shoulders, so they lean back, and bring your hands as far into your chest as you can. Don't stop halfway here. You want to get them as far in as you can, so straight up, like so. If that's too difficult, obviously the further out your legs are, the easier it is, or if it's really, really easy for you, you can get right underneath the bar, like so. Now, we have a band side lateral raise. So, I have a nice little band here. Now, depending on how strong you are and how strong the band is as well, I'd say put your feet probably halfway to test. These things are obviously very stretchy. Alright, so you want to be straight up like so, and that's obviously quite challenging for me. So make sure you don't stop here, or obviously if it's too light, you don't want to be doing these ones. So stop here, arm parallel to the ground, and straight back down. A band bicep curl. Alright, so while we have our band handy, we will do fit with feet, put one foot in, I would say actually at this point. You can always make it harder rather than making it harder to start with. Okay, so arms straight up, and you do your standard bicep curl, like so. Making sure that your shoulders don't roll forward and you end up doing these ones. So we want to be straight up. If that's too easy, put both feet in, and that will make the resistance a bit harder for you. Sumo squats with a kettlebell or medicine ball or dumbbell. I might just grab one of those balls there. This will be one of these. Dumbbell we'll use. Alright, so same setup as a squat, feet wider than your shoulders. Place the kettlebell on the floor between the legs. Now, one thing you want to make sure you do is obviously put your butt back straight away, because this kettlebell or dumbbell has to go between your legs, not in front of them. If you put it in front of them, that's obviously going to cause you to bend your back over. So straight down, medicine ball. Right. Oh, that's really heavy. We're going to do this with a 6 kilo weight on the nice little mat over here. Alright, so depending on your client's ability, they may or may not be able to actually do one with a medicine ball. Obviously these things vary in weight, so give them whatever weight they can. So hold medicine ball to your chest, push your lower back into the ground. So here's this. Now you just do your standard sit up. Look just straight up. Like so. Obviously variation to that as well. Depending on how fit your client is you can hold above your head. Alright, so now we'll get Dana to demo some of these for us. And I'll tell her how to do them. So you're going to do a push-up for us first, Dana. So on the floor there, have your hands slightly wider than your shoulders, on your toes, which is good, chest forward, engage your core, bend your elbows lower to the ground. I'll just get you to do 3 of these. Perfect. Now we'll do a pull-up using the TRX as well. So here we go. There she is. Alright, so both feet are out in front. Chest up, lock your shoulder blades, engage your core. Very good. Now we'll do the band lateral side raise because that's one of the easier ones. So again, standing up straight obviously, and depending on how good your arms are, we'll start with the band towards the end. So straight up and down, obviously not exceeding parallel to the ground with your arms. Again, if that's too easy for you or not enough resistance, you can come closer to the end of the band to make that harder. Now, band bicep curls. So feet hip width apart. Yep. Place in the middle of the band on the feet, lock your shoulder blades, engage your core, and lock your elbows. Perfect. Obviously, Dane's doing very well here not to hunch forward. And again, to make it harder, you can move your feet wider and wider out. Now we'll do a sumo squat with the dumbbell. So just like your normal squat, feet wider than shoulder width apart. Place kettlebell on the floor between the legs. Now obviously when you do your squat, make sure you push through your heels, lifting that and making sure it falls between your legs, not in front of you, otherwise you will fall over. There's some very good looking squats there, Dana. Now we'll have a medicine ball sit up. Again, obviously Dana's quite fit, so I'll allow her to do it with a medicine ball. Alright, so hold hands on the medicine ball to your chest, push your lower back into the ground, ribs to hips, lifting the shoulders off the ground. Keep your head back by looking at the ceiling so you don't strain your neck. And they look very good. Thank you, Dana, for demonstrating those to me. Now I'll just run you through the cool down phase, obviously, because you need to do that with your exercise to avoid any injuries. We want a 5-minute cool down, 70 to 40% maximum heart rate. We want to decrease heart rate as you're going, promote the removal of lactic acid and reduce the potential for blood cooling and dizziness, etc. Do 3 to 5 static stretches as you go as well. And that's that for that one.